If you've been gardening for any length of time, you've probably noticed something unsettling. Every season, there's a new fertilizer on the shelf promising bigger harvests, greener leaves, and miracle growth. And yet, many gardens still struggle. Plants grow fast, then stall. Soil becomes tired. Yields drop unless you keep buying more inputs. On Rootshaven Grounds, we believe the problem isn't your effort, it's the system. Today, I want to share a simple Korean soil building method that has been quietly transforming gardens for generations. It doesn't rely on chemical fertilizers, it costs almost nothing, and once you understand it, you'll never look at soil the same way again. This is not a shortcut, it's something better. It's a way to build soil that feeds your plants naturally, season after season, using life itself. Traditional Korean natural farming is built on one powerful idea. Healthy soil feeds plants better than any product ever could. Instead of forcing growth with synthetic nutrients, Korean farmers focus on cultivating beneficial microorganisms that already exist in nature. These microbes break down organic matter, unlock nutrients trapped in soil, improve water retention, and protect plants from disease. When your soil is alive, your plants don't need constant feeding. They simply grow. So, this approach actually works whether you're growing vegetables in raised beds, containers, or just a small backyard plot. And honestly, the best part? You don't need any special tools or expensive ingredients. Everything you need is already around you. At the heart of this method is something called indigenous microorganisms, or IMOs for short. These are the native microbes that already thrive in your local environment. Instead of importing fertilizers or lab-made microbes, you're basically capturing and multiplying what nature has already perfected for your climate. Korean farmers learned long ago that local microbes totally outperform anything manufactured. They're adapted to your temperature, your rainfall, your soil type, and even your pests. When you work with them, the soil, well, it begins to heal itself. So, this is actually why fertilizer companies don't really talk about this method. Once your soil ecosystem is established, you just stop needing those regular fertilizer inputs. The soil, well, it basically becomes self-sustaining. The process starts with something super simple: cooked rice. Fresh, plain white rice acts kind of like a magnet for beneficial microbes. You'll want to spread the rice loosely in a shallow container made of wood, cardboard, or clay. Just avoid plastic, since it can trap moisture and encourage the wrong kind of bacteria. Next, cover the container with breathable cloth or paper and place it outside in a shaded, undisturbed area. Under trees, near leaf litter, or close to healthy soil usually works best. Within about 3 to 5 days, you'll notice the rice starting to show some fuzzy white growth. So, this white mold is exactly what you want. It means beneficial fungi and bacteria have moved in, which is fantastic for your garden. But if you see black, green, or foul-smelling growth, it's best to discard it and try again. Healthy microbial colonies should smell slightly sweet, kind of like mushrooms or fresh forest soil. Once collected, this rice actually becomes your microbial starter. Pretty neat, right? To preserve and multiply the microbes, just mix the colonized rice with an equal amount of brown sugar. The sugar feeds the microbes and stabilizes them, which allows you to store the mixture for months. Super simple and really effective. So, this fermented blend becomes a really powerful soil inoculant. You actually only need small amounts, diluted in water, to introduce billions of beneficial organisms into your garden. When applied to soil, compost, or mulch, these microbes get to work right away. They break down organic matter faster, release locked-up nutrients, and, honestly, improve soil structure from the inside out. chemical fertilizers, feed plants directly, but they kind of ignore the soil ecosystem. Over time, this actually weakens microbial life, reduces organic matter, and makes plants dependent on constant feeding. The Korean soil trick works differently. It actually feeds the soil, and then the soil feeds the plants. Nutrients are released slowly, naturally, and in balance. Plants grow at a healthy pace, with stronger roots and, better resistance to pests and disease. Gardeners who switch to this method often notice deeper green leaves, improved flowering, better fruit flavor, and honestly, stronger resilience during heat or drought. Once diluted with water, your microbial solution can be watered directly into the soil sprayed on mulch or added to compost piles. It works especially well when combined with organic matter like leaves, grass clippings, or even kitchen scraps. The microbes accelerate decomposition, turning waste into rich humus. Over time, your soil becomes darker, crumbly, and full of life. This method doesn't replace compost. It makes compost better. It doesn't replace mulch. It supercharges it. Every organic input you add becomes more effective because the soil life is actively processing it. If you're new to gardening, this method can feel almost too simple, but that's its strength. You don't need to understand microbiology to see results. Start small. Apply it to one bed or container and observe the difference. Plants may not explode with instant growth, but they will grow stronger, steadier, and healthier. Over time, you'll notice fewer deficiencies, fewer pest issues, and better yields without constant feeding. For seasoned gardeners, this approach offers something rare: freedom from inputs. Instead of chasing nutrient charts and product schedules, you focus on building soil life. Once established, the system largely maintains itself. Many experienced growers find their soil improves every season rather than degrading. Water retention increases, weeds become easier to manage, and plants recover faster from stress. This isn't just gardening, it's regeneration. Fertilizer companies, well, they really thrive on dependency. Korean natural farming actually breaks that cycle. It gives control back to the gardener, and, honestly, it honors the intelligence of nature. When you build living soil, you're not just growing food, you're restoring balance. And that's something truly no bag of fertilizer can offer. At Rootshaven Grounds, this is what we stand for: practical, affordable methods that empower gardeners and work with nature, not against it. If there's one takeaway from this Korean soil trick, it's this: your soil wants to be alive. When you stop forcing it and start feeding its biology, everything changes. This method is quiet, powerful, and sustainable. And once you see the results in your own backyard, you'll understand why it's been quietly silencing fertilizer companies for decades. If you found this article helpful, make sure to subscribe to Rootshaven Grounds on YouTube for more real-world gardening knowledge that actually works. Share this with a fellow gardener who's tired of buying bottles and bags, and let's grow healthier soil together, one garden at a time.